Okay, so this is going to be the first video in this playlist of a full Shopify SEO course, which is going to be a completely free course. Then I'm going to record with one video each week. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of an intro of like what can you expect here, what's gonna happen, what I'm going to do. But before I do that, I just wanna focus on like some of the basics. Let me introduce myself, like who am I? I've been doing SEO for 15 plus years. I've done it as part of like agencies. I've done it in-house, solo, as a freelance consultant, and in many different positions. Also built my own stuff, like I built my own SaaS, my own affiliate websites, my own e-commerce stores. I also worked on some of the largest Shopify stores that had tens of thousands of products and drove millions of revenue for them. But I'm also usually the guy that does this in the back, like executing on the work, and I haven't been in the public eye, so to speak, don't have a personal brand or anything like that, which might change with this course and other things that I'm going to publish on this particular channel, also on my website. Which brings me to like, what am I doing here? So the goal here with this Shopify SEO course is to build a store live in front of you. I chose linen products as my niche. I want to show you the good and bad examples of how it's done that I can find on the internet. So basically other e-commerce stores that are implementing some of the good stuff and also some of the bad stuff. I also have the goal of doing this like one SEO lesson video a week and try to do it for as long as possible, as long as it's necessary. Which in other words mean as long as there is content to cover in terms of like Shopify SEO stuff, and try to make sure that each lesson covers like one SEO practice, and to focus on like practice, actual like walkthroughs and showing you how to do it rather than just talking about theory. I think there is so much content on the internet nowadays that only talks about theory, especially when it comes to SEO, and I've seen some of these videos, and I don't mean to criticize anybody, but if I was to actually implement any of that, I wouldn't be able to do this because it's just, it's not actually showing how to do it, it's just talking about it, right? And this type of videos, you can kind of see like what are they gonna be. They're gonna be like over the shoulder screen share type of videos where I'm just, I don't have a lot of editing skills. I don't want to hire anybody to do this. No B-rolls, no like fancy stuff, fancy graphics or anything like that. I just wanna, share my knowledge, share my value, show you what I can do and how it can be done, and basically just click record and just get on with it. And try to show you how someone with experience in SEO actually does this kind of work. So why am I doing this? I want to share some of the stuff that I learned over my career. And try to contribute to the information ecosystem in a meaningful way. And that might sound like bullshit, but it's not. I've been seeing this lately where, ever since AI became this thing that we are all using, everywhere you turn around, like on social media, on websites, everyone is just putting out AI content, or at least most people are doing that. They are not fact checking any of the information they're putting out. A lot of it is just bullshit. Like when I'm hearing a lot of the SEO stuff that is being shared all around, like I get very annoyed just because I know that that's not how things actually work. So I know there is a lot of noise, so I want to contribute to the signal part of the equation. I also want to get better at like video presentations and being in front of camera. Like, as I mentioned, I was usually the guy in the back executing on the SEO work and in the back of like so many different businesses doing SEO, especially when it comes to Shopify. But I've never been the guy who actually gonna record himself, like talk about this stuff and so on. And I want to get better at that. I also want to generate leads for my consulting business. As I mentioned, like this is what I do for a living. I mostly relied on referrals, but that's always hit and miss, and you can't build a business just relying on word of mouth. So I want to see if I can share enough value and general leads for that. Now, who is this for? Obviously, like this Shopify SEO stuff is going to be for anybody who does e-commerce, like e-commerce store owners, Specifically, Shopify is going to be at the focus of what I'm going to cover here, but a lot of this advice is honestly just transferable to other platforms. So if you're doing it on, WooCommerce, same strategy, different execution in terms of like technical stuff. But I believe that a lot of this SEO advice is also transferable to not just like other platforms within the e-commerce ecosystem, but to just general SEO for like SaaS or other type of businesses. But I think people who are going to benefit the most out of these videos are going to be e-commerce store owners and marketers who are doing who are doing marketing for other e-commerce businesses. Also, like other SEOs who want to learn more about Shopify SEO or e-commerce SEO in general. I think they're going to find a bunch of good information here. What we're gonna focus on and we're gonna learn, so things like strategy, keyword research, keyword mapping, all of that, like how to set up the Shopify store, starting from the SEO foundation of it, like figuring out like what categories to create, what products and so on. Like that's the basis of everything. So structure, how you're going to structure that in terms of like site architecture and taxonomy. Best practices for collection and product pages, how to build them, what should you put on them, and so on. There's a lot of nuance here, so there might be quite a few videos for each of these. So tech SEO stuff for Shopify, all the traps that Shopify has when it comes to SEO, so parameters, faceted navigation, duplicate collection pages, and so on. Internal linking practices at scale and manual. So what can you do on a scale level, and what can you do manually in terms of internal linking? Content production, again, mainly for product and collection pages, but also for blogs. And how does it all fits in? Backlink building strategies, buying versus earning links, how to do it, how to approach it, what not to do it, and so on. And then building a brand and a brand authority. This is not separate from SEO. It's very much SEO and a big part of it. So I think there are going to be several videos on that. At a minimum, mistakes and strategies to avoid in general, like what are the biggest mistakes that most Shopify store owners make, and what are some of the strategies to avoid in terms of like black hat stuff and things like that. How we can actually leverage AI to do parts of the SEO work. This is not going to be anything like, here's how I automated my SEO in 12 minutes type of things. It's gonna be, how can you actually use this particular tool, AI, LLMs, to do parts of the SEO work for a specific Shopify store. Then measuring and tracking SEO performance, definitely a lot to be said and done there. So I'm assuming a couple videos too. Some other stuff that I forgot to put in there, like user experience, core web vitals, site speed, and things like that. They may belong to like tech SEO stuff, or they may be separate videos. As you can see, that in here we have like 10, 11 things, but across all of those, I'm assuming it can be like 50 plus videos in total, which means that this Shopify SEO course stuff can kind of go on for at least a year or maybe even more. We'll see it. I do not have like a true plan here. I'm just gonna like start recording and winging it, and with the goal of just sharing, all of the 15 years of SEO stuff that's been stuck in my head that I kind of want to get out and see like how are people gonna like this and whether they're gonna like it at all. So I think this video is already long enough. It's about 10 minutes. I just wanted to give you an intro of what I'm doing here, why am I doing it, and so on. So hopefully you're gonna stick around. If this sounds like something you want to learn, feel free to subscribe. If you want to work with me or learn more about me, you can see some of the information about that in the description of the video. So until next time, this is it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.